Hi and hello, watch fans, and welcome back to Geneva Watch Days 2025 in the Glass Onion outside the Pavilion. We are joined by Heuer CEO Antoine, one of our most favourite and most frequent guests. Although we're not allowed to talk about it because we don't want to inflate your ego too much, isn't that right, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, you are one of the main, most visible brands here at Geneva Watch Days. How has the fair been for you so far?
Well, the fair. I mean, it's we're one of let's say one of the big players among the brands available here, visible here. But we're still brand new. Okay, it's our first appearance at as Heuer, and there's a bit of a learning curve. I can see with the teams. It's you need to. It's those watch events are all different one from the other. So you for people on our team who visited but didn't really get a complete perspective on this event. They had to adapt, to adjust, because there is this big experience of watches and wonders, but not necessarily of the Geneva Watch Days. And for those among the auditors who didn't visit the Geneva Watch Days yet, it's a very special way of doing. I mean, it's a very free format of presentation for the brand, free agendas for anyone visiting, the public, the collectors, the press. And you need to adapt to this form of freedom, which personally I love from my history. But again, you need to adjust when you are doing the setup and the planning and the programmation. So there's this kind of adjustment. But I must say the teams adjusted super quickly, and basically, I mean, we did. Since I sort of encouraged the company to join, I gave some hints. So we know we want to show a few things. We want to somewhat concentrate on messages that are for real watch amateurs, so probably more related to the technique of watchmaking. And we introduced our carbon air spring, which is the alternative to the silicon air spring, which is somewhat quite technical, and which is and this carbon solution to the production of air spring is super interesting because. The quality is quite somewhat similar, except that carbon is lighter than silicon and allows for less influence of gravity. So this is very internal, very somewhat technical, as I said, but we did get an amazing reaction to this, which is, I believe, is among the very big innovation you can display, and probably I would say the innovation of the year. At least, but the reaction was excellent because this show this event is really made for that, and the adjustment of the teams to the nature of the event was super fast. They love it, and most of people who visit this event really love the event, and they do love it, and they adapted, and yes, we're new, but as you rightly said, we're a big brand, so people visit us, and we're having very cool meetings and great interactions.
Heuer's new, but you're not. You've been around for quite a while. You've been here from the beginning. So, how has it changed over 6 years?
Make me feel old now.
It's only 6 years, mate.
Yeah, I was already old at that time.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, it's I was the president of the event before joining TAG, and so of course I've got a very emotional connection to it. It started during COVID times. It was an initiative of Jean-Christophe Babin, the head of Bulgari. He said we can't just let go of watch events because of the COVID. We won't let COVID just take over all our lives. So he called me, and then we both called different CEOs and tried to embark different brands and say, guys, let's start something off. So and from this very let's say crisis management kind of project, we've moved to first transforming into regular meeting with the public, because we need to say that this event is highly supported by the authorities, both the canton and the city of Geneva. And the deal with the canton and the city was to turn this event into a cultural event. So we're very keen on developing all sorts of cultural animation. I just want to take the example this year of the fact that we invited the COSC, the official certificate chronometer certification office to join the salon, and we are doing experiences of caliber adjustments and competition. We did do the competition ourselves, and but it's really a way to make people dive into the world of watchmaking in a real way. It's really pragmatic. I mean, you're handling the calibers, you're fixing them, and it's cool, and it's really cool because it's experiential, and but it's also a way to introduce this world of watchmaking, which is a bit secret to the public. So yeah, there's been this global evolution around the theme of, again, culture of watchmaking, and because it's the culture of watchmaking, it's towards the public, and from the public we've engaged collectors. I think we've been an exceptional platform for independent brands. I mean, if you think of the rise of independent brands, it's quite connected to the development of watches and wonders. Why? Because it's a platform where there is more space dedicated, more space, time, and let's say audience dedicated to independence than the other big salon where the big players are. And those independent creators, they're engaging in lots of collectors. So there's a virtual circle where the platform is really very open to small brands. We have really entrepreneurs who've just started their brands. And I mean, I'm taking the example of Bianchet, and he's very talkative about it. They say that clearly the Geneva Watch Days have been a way for them to massively accelerate their business. So we've got people like this, and then we've got brands like Breitling, like Brewery, like ourselves. But we do have space for those people. So it's a very, now the event is turning into a real rendezvous of the watch industry. We know already of more brands that have confirmed that they will join us next year, which then we're becoming probably a little bit victims of our success almost. But we need to maintain the mood. We need to maintain this ambiance, which is very special, which is very convivial as well, because all the CEOs are here, the watchmakers are here, and we are creating those meeting points between the public and the people who are leading the industry or who are making the industry. And I think we found a recipe that is very complementary to Watches and Wonders. I don't think I don't think there is an antagonistic position between the two events. First, it's every 6 months, so it's okay. It's not that we are at the same time at all. But it's two ways of talking about watchmakings that are very complementary, and more brands are actually doing both events.
Yeah, I actually think that the diversification of this event from Watches and Wonders is a great move, because it's now a mature event. It's become like, well, for me, it's the number one highlight of the year. I love Geneva Watch Days. It's much easier as a journalist to manage, everybody being in close quarters. And now bringing in this hands-on nature, this cultural angle is a great way to create some separation between it and Watches and Wonders. One thing I'm interested in is whether or not you think it's necessary to have an upper limit of brands that present here, because we're at 66 now, I think. And that's about a 20% increase on last year.
Yeah.
And how long can it keep going?
So, well, the Geneva Watch Days is an association. There's no company running it. It's basically it's a foundation, sort of. There's no benefits. There's no profit out of it. All brands are contributing in relation to their dimensions. So there are different tariffs, very affordable ones for tiny companies, more expensive contributions for the biggest ones. There is a say of every member to the way the organization is growing. And probably there are two major debates every year. We're debriefing the session right after the event, and two debates arise systematically. The first one is the date. August is a holiday time. Later September is fashion shows and so on, and more complex to handle for the press. So it's very tricky because in the middle there is the famous Genevois where everything is stopping, and so we always have difficulty to fix the dates. The second debate is how many brands. Every year we say, oh, we've reached, we were 15 brands, we said no more than 20. We ended up being 30, we said no more than 40. And it's a question, and you're right. Why? Because with more brands, there are more opportunities of interviews, of meetings, of visits, of product exposure. But we've also the basic fundamentals of this event where we're open. Okay, it's free. It's an open platform, and Geneva is big enough to welcome all the industry. I mean, the absolute vision would be to have all the industry visible here.
Okay.
And yes, of course, not everyone meets everyone, but that's okay. It's a celebration of watchmaking. There are some of the biggest manufacturers in Geneva. If, in the ideal world, why would they not join this event?
Yeah.
Which is again a platform for everybody to contribute and without real exposure of the competition. The competition's there, but at that moment, there's something bigger than the competition, and it's this common culture and a form of solidarity that we're exhibiting here, which is probably one of the reasons why this is such a convivial event. So we have this issue then. How do we keep this conviviality? How do we keep this open? Do we keep this sort of very close relationship between the people? And how do we maintain the philosophy of being open? And I would add a third element to the equation, it's the financials. The budget, the running budget of this event is 1.5 million. It's very, very tiny. It's a little portion of one budget of one brand exhibiting at Watches and Mondans.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very tiny. To engage more brands means obviously probably increasing the duration of the event by 1 or 2 days, increasing the space, more money. Who's going to pay? Because if you're engaging only small brands, we don't ask the money, that will be enough to pay for the budget. So you need a balance of big brands and small brands. So when big brands are joining, and the fact is, I know of 2 big brands that will probably join next year. Difficult to say no, because they're funding the exposure of small brands. Mm-hmm. You keep the balance. And again, the philosophy is be open. It's an open space, it's an open city. So we always have the debate. And so the answer to your question is, I don't know.
That's the best answer.
Let's ask the listeners and viewers. So we're streaming right now. They can either real time just chime in or send us the questions later. But it's very interesting because you would guess, let's do it, because there's more to do here for the consumers, because that's why we do it, for them to get watches on wrists. 2 cool things you guys did, fun things, obviously asking us to become official media partners. So we're in this bubble, obviously.
Yes.
I'm not
Number one.
I'm not
Number
proud
one.
at all.
Number
but you just mentioned the chronometry.
Yeah.
You did the first battle, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday
You actually took part?
Yeah.
against your colleague Benoit de Klerk,
Against
correct?
Benoit, against
Who
Benoit.
won? I didn't see it.
No, the thing is, what is winning in chronometry?
So Benoit won.
No,
You guys have the
again,
micrograph, huh?
I'm embarrassed because you're asking many questions and my answer will again be I don't know. And I tell you why. I'll tell you why.
I thought we're not doing politics
Because
on the
it's
show.
not a matter of time. It's not a matter of time. It's a matter of precision.
Yeah.
So what is happening? We're fixing the calibers. The calibers are being sent to the COSC. They are being actually certified, and we will get the results in a few days. That's why. Okay.
But the big question is, do you work on your own calibers, or
No.
do we have a white dial based caliber?
We have a wide dial based caliber. We have one of the big caliber supplier of the industry who is providing the same caliber to everyone, which is Celita.
Fair enough.
So we're all working, and thanks to them because they are helping. And that's what I love with this event. Everybody's contributing, including suppliers. So they provided the calibers. Then the teams from the COSC are here to support us and let's say advise us on how to do things.
Cool.
Again, great experience, super fun experience.
Do you remember which caliber it was specifically?
I think it's the SW200.
Okay, that's manageable. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see these
No,
results.
manageable. No, they didn't put us in a very, very tricky situation.
On topic of calibers, and we're deviating and running out of time, Antoine is wearing an amazing watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should talk about
What
watches.
base caliber
Yeah.
did you use?
Fa-
for that,
Finally,
and
we
what
talk
do you-
about Tag Heuer.
We love tag. Come on, show us the watch. Tell us the watch.
Yeah,
Tell us
yeah,
What are
we've
you
got-
wearing
I mean,
besides
okay,
carbon? This doesn't
Well,
have
but the
carbon.
carbon's big, huh? Carbon is big. This Airspring is an extraordinary. Really, I'm so proud about those guys. It took the guys 10 years, and we failed. and we started again, and they did it. They really, and I love the fact that we show their achievements. So anyway, putting this aside, we're also showing products. So we are showing two limited editions, two carbon limited editions, highlighting this carbon X spring, but also celebrating 350 years of the invention of the air spring by Riggins.
Constantijn Huygens.
One of your blokes, isn't it? From the
Dutch pride.
Exactly. Tribute. So those are the two limited edition. But on top of those two products, exceptional products, we are also launching a new version of a new Carrera, and it's the Carrera Astronomer. So it's a tribute to the race, the space race. We also participated in this race. Heuer at the time, Omega, we were equipping the astronauts with our models, and this time we're presenting a very interesting watch. When I joined, I saw this model and I thought, oh, interesting, quite traditional but different. And what is different? It's the way the team has displayed the moon phase. Normally, the moon phase display is very. It's those golden circles highlighting the moon hiding itself progressively while the time is passing. Here, you really have a massive display, a massive exposure of the different phases of the moon, with the hand highlighting the state of the moon during the days. And the different calendar, 29.5 days of calendar that you actually can see. And it's actually born from this tradition of Heuer and Tag Heuer to be very function oriented. So and how does this translate? It's translated into very large counters for massive readability. So here the counter related to the moon phase is oversized for the best visibility and readability of the function of this moon phase, and that's someone I think is important that we always connect to our tradition identity as a watchmaker, which is extremely clear. So and that's why this product is beside the. I love the another element that is very specific about Tag Heuer. As really the brand born from the chronographs. I mean, at some point, Heuer was only making chronographs, not even making watches. And with the first patents of Edouard Heuer were about timekeeping, time counting. Naturally, on watches, you need three colors to display the chronograph function, because you've got the hours, of course, the contrast between the dial and the index markers of hours. And then you've got the timing function, the chronograph function, that requires a third color. So naturally, our identity is very much based on tricolor dials. So we are exposing it as well here, and you'll see more of this in the future.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Looks stunning.
I think, unfortunately, we have to wrap up the show there, because although we'd like to sit and talk to you all day, and
I would like as well.
yeah, I'm sure it was very comfortable, actually. You've turned up at a good
But
time.
there's a queue of people who want to do the show with you.
Unfortunately so, but thank you for taking this hour out of your day to talk to us.
My
really
pleasure,
appreciate
really.
it.
And congratulations for the show. Congratulations for joining us, really. Thanks a lot.
It really is
That's
a pleasure.
part of the family.
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
We're
isn't
honored
it?
to be part of the family.
Well, hopefully we'll come back next year. And obviously, if you want to support the show, then you know what to do. You know, comment, like, follow, subscribe, share the podcast with your friends and family, and join us back here in the Glass Onion in a few minutes for more content from Geneva Watch Days.